Let's go to strategy number 8. Expressing yourself. Do not bottle, sorry, up any repressed thoughts or emotions. Express them in any way that you can. I gotta drink some of this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to get some water because I'm getting thirsty. Tips to helping you articulate, express your feelings and thoughts. Behavior rehearsal. I do this with my clients, the ones who really need it. Sometimes you have to go into an enactment, some kind of demonstration, or I'll pull out a scenario or come up with a scenario to help them rehearse, a way to articulate their feelings and thoughts in a healthy way. So sometimes you have to give people a language. Sometimes I have to give them the language if they don't have it. Because some of us battle with articulating ourselves or communicating our needs and feelings and thoughts. So we have to find the words. And so that's a tool. Learning to find the words to articulate these things and to express yourself instead of repressing. You need to get them out. You need to vent. And you want to learn to do this in a healthy way. Number one, for healthier relationships, married, parenting, work relationships, professional relationships, other kind of relationships. And it helps you to better relate to people and yourself. So we go into behavior rehearsal where you're acting it out. So sometimes that entails role play as well. Another thing, practice talking to yourself in the mirror. So this is a good way to practice, how to be more, like I said, clear and concise when you're trying to express yourself. So you can look in the mirror and start talking to yourself and get comfortable with that. Some of us are not comfortable with that. So this is an exercise once you get comfortable with talking to yourself in the mirror, because I know that's going to seem funny to somebody. But look, you don't understand. We are all actors in this life. We wear different hats. We have multiple personalities. Not talking about like the clinical diagnosis of a multiple personality disorder. However, we do operate as different people sometimes in different settings, and we wear different hats. So because of that, get used to talking to yourself in the mirror. Have a conversation. Get to know yourself. Some of you don't even know yourself because you don't have a relationship with yourself. You have a relationship with everybody else, but you don't treat yourself good. You don't do things to make you feel good. This is how you develop that self-love. And practice reading scripts from online. You can do that. You can read scripts and monologues online that actors do, rehearsing for lines. They want to maybe practice something, or maybe they can find a monologue and they start memorizing the script. You can do that. That helps you with your oral presentation. It helps you develop articulation, to articulate yourself better and get in the habit of reading and speaking. And I'm telling you, it will enhance your life. Strategy number 9. Woo, we halfway there, guys. We almost halfway there. Exercise. Like diet, you need to exercise frequently. It is not a chore, but a sign that you love yourself enough to develop. You're being good to yourself. You're being good to your body, which ultimately is going to make you feel good. So let's move that body more. Strategy number 10, eye gazing. Stare at yourself intently in the mirror. I know this is uncomfortable for some of you. You're not used to doing it. You may feel a certain way about yourself. You don't love yourself. You don't like the way you look. Don't worry. Don't think about all of that. Get used to, first of all, I want you to love you, whatever flaws you feel you have. I got them. You have them. So either we just going to embrace it and realize that everybody has something. It's so interesting how people you think just love everything about themselves. Even though they love themselves as a person, they can still point out something that they're not the most happiest with, but they don't allow that to stop them in life because we all have something that we're not happiest with. Okay, so intently in the mirror for 2 minutes in the morning and evening with a positive intent. So the approach makes the difference. Your perception makes the difference. Come with the positive intent, not the negative intent, not shame, not guilt, not all of that stuff, not unforgiveness or whatever else. You could be looking at yourself for the first time because we never learned to do this. And so when you learn to do that and you stay there for 2 minutes, that may seem long at first. You're looking at yourself for the first time. I want you to get comfortable with that. And try to block out the negative inner noise that comes to your mind. The inner noise is all the self-doubt and, like I said, all of the shame you may feel, or the guilt, or the feeling unworthy and all this other stuff. You got to get rid of that stuff. You got to combat it. So you have to get in I'm giving you new strategies and new habits for you to practice. Strategy number 11, get rid of energy, vampires, and depleters. If you have people in your life that are no longer a match, get rid of them. Separate from those who do not serve you. They are like leeches and legions. They will drain your energy and make you unhappy. The power of no and no thank you is also key to self-empowerment. I'm going to get into that a little later on in another slide. And loving yourself mentally, physically, and your emotional self. Notice I said the vampires, they suck stuff out of you. Oh, I could have stayed there a little longer, but I'm not going to preach that right now. But that is a preachment. Strategy number 12, according to your faith, be it unto you. The Bible tells us that wherever your faith level, be it unto you. That's what you're going to get. If you got great faith and you believe God for great things to happen, be it unto you, so shall that be, because you believe God. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. You must believe who he is, and he's a rewarder of those who diligently seek him, the Bible says. So if you diligently seek God and you believe God and you move by faith, then you're going to get it's faith. It's by faith. It's by faith. Okay. So we need to practice the spiritual disciplines of prayer, connecting with God and his word, fasting from things, people, food, and behaviors. And I'm teaching you some of those strategies in here and more. Give yourself a time out from these things that do not add to your life, but they actually take away from your life. They don't serve you. They're not good for you. Develop your relationship with God. Build up that relationship. That's the number one relationship you need to have anyway. Everything else will fall into place because you got everything into its proper perspective and place. God, number one. Then love yourself. Then you can love everybody else around you. Even when it comes to being a parent, you walk in self-love. You can parent from a love-based parenting style as opposed to a fear-based parenting style when you're operating in fear all the time and stresses and aggression and that's not happy, and then your child picks it up. You can be pregnant in utero and your baby, your infant will pick up those negative spirits and your baby can come out stressed. It's a scientific biological fact that if you are constantly unhappy and very stressful while you're carrying a child, that child can come out with a nervous system condition, come out with being having no, like, restless, no peace, just not hard to please. So gotta be mindful of these things because they're connected to you. What's going inside of you is going into them. So we need to know these things. Sometimes we didn't know this stuff. So now you got it, right? Strategy number 13. Generate self-love directly. Go for what really matters the most. Experiment with ways of directly showing yourself love and appreciation. You need to do maybe an act of service to yourself. Treat yourself good. Do things for yourself. Okay, it is considered selfful, not selfish. Selfful. I think about that. Some of that's a new strategy for you. You don't do that. You take care of everybody else. Why you don't take care of yourself? Love on yourself. Beloved. Strategy number 14, learn how to let them, him, her, or it go. My God, you cannot hold on to the past and be happy in the present. You cannot. You carry that stuff with you. It's constantly there. You got to get rid of that stuff. Forgive people for whatever happened and learn to live in a happy space now by doing all of the above that I mentioned and more. Because it's a process. It really is. Strategy number 15, looking good. We looking good. We getting through this. While vanity is the opposite of self-love, right? You should strive to look and feel good at all opportunities. Looking good don't mean you have to go and get the most expensive thing and wear all the stuff. See, that's vanity. You look like you feel good and are good, but you're really not on the inside. So that can't make you feel good on the inside if you don't take care of the inside first. But if you can strive to do both, feel good, which means do your work first, whatever you need to do to heal, to grow, to develop self-love even more, it'll start to permeate on the outside anyway. And then you can involve yourself in activities that help you continue to feel good, like we mentioned before, and look good on the outside. See, when you love yourself, you treat yourself, right? We talked about treating yourself and doing good to yourself. And so you will go out and maybe want to do some of the things that consider a little vain, but not necessarily bad. Everybody wants to look good on the outside as well. But the most important thing is you feel good on the inside. And when you do that, then you want to get nice things for yourself because it's coming from a place of love and not fear or self-poor concept or low self-esteem and all this other stuff that comes along with the self-worth issues. You do it because you love yourself and you feel that you're valuable and you want valuable things to match how valuable you feel inside. Do you get where I'm coming from? Okay.